I thank God for giving me the opportunity, but I really believe that we all have a special gift. I believe there's a different game to play. As you go through life with a positive attitude, you understand life's a challenge. I spent 12 years to chase a dream that didn't happen. I used to be negative, but, I can't find my future in the past. I've got to look forward. I challenge you as you reach for the stars to look forward. And if your feet are in the picture, you're not looking forward. If your feet are in the picture, you're not looking down the road. It's funny. I got on the plane 2 months ago. A gentleman looked at me and he said, "You must play with the NBA." Because of my positive attitude, I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "What position?" I said, "I really play them all, sir. I'm the guard, forward, center, player, coach, general manager. I'm the most valuable player, lead and score. Dream Team 2 has nothing on me." He looked at me and he said, "You play with the NBA?" I said, "Yes, I do. I play with my natural-born abilities, and I'm slam dunking every day." Bam! I believe if you're in healthcare today, you're playing with your natural-born abilities. I believe you have a gift to go out and make a difference, and it starts with your attitude. You got to watch out for negative inputs. Don't worry about competition. Stay focused. As you impact 70,000 new customers coming in, you're going to impact them first. You're going to transmit first a positive attitude. But watch out for negative inputs.
Keith is also the author of a new book called Attitude is Everything. With us now is Keith Harrell. He joins us live this morning from Atlanta. Good morning, Keith.
Good morning.
When you talk about attitude, really, this is what your vision focuses upon. And you go and you speak to some of the biggest companies in America and in the world. Amex, AT&T, Caterpillar, the CIA. I mean, these are all organizations that have brought you in. I believe Coca-Cola and IBM keep bringing you back. Here's another look at some of that speech.
You look at this thing about being negative and being positive. How many people go to the doctor once a year kind of for a checkup, kind of a deal? How many people go to the dentist maybe twice a year to get your teeth cleaned? How many people have the oil in your car changed every 3,000, 4,000 miles? Some of you are going, "I need to change my oil." Well, when is the last time you looked at all the change and uncertainty in health care? When's the last time you've had an attitude tune-up? I think we all need a pep talk every now and then. If you get caught up on the messenger today, you're going to miss the message. I'm here to say you have a special gift. You impact millions of people. A lot of families, federal employees, retirees with a special gift of life. I think we're all winners. Last night I saw 15 different groups take the stage. But I hope we all walking out of here, knowing together we all achieve more. There's no limit to what can be accomplished where no one cares who gets the credit. You can't spell success without you. That's the attitude I want to embrace today. Why don't you give yourself a round of applause? You know it's tough. It doesn't matter whether you're VP, executive, supervisor, manager. It doesn't matter if it's customer service, marketing, finance, or budget. It doesn't matter. If you're an audit, it doesn't matter. It all comes down to your attitude. It's funny, when we look at attitude today, we talk about how we transmit attitudes. They now say that 70% of our communication is nonverbal. When you leave and go back to the office, when you walk in, you're going to transmit some type of attitude. I mean, when I ran up here and took the platform, I looked out and made eye contact, and some of you transmitted your attitude. Dr. Metcalf in Atlanta, Georgia, teaches nonverbal communication, and he says 70% of our communication is nonverbal. 70% is attitude. I mean, I ran up here, and I looked out and made eye contact. And some of you looked at me as if to say, "That's the speaker." Well, he doesn't even look anything like the last speaker. No, he looks more like a basketball player to me, Harry. And I am. And I'm good. Some of you might have the attitude, "Well, won't get much out of this. Don't know if I can really make a difference this year." Well, if that's the attitude that you brought today, I'm going to say congratulations. Because you'll probably leave with that same attitude. If you look at this thing called being positive, there's benefits of being positive? Studies now say it's therapeutic. There's a study done at DeKalb Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. They now say it's therapeutic. There are benefits of being positive. My father retired after 32 years as a college professor. Taught me one thing growing up. He said, "Son, read as much as you can about your passion, about your love." I try to read a book a month on personal improvement, on self-development. I truly believe the person who doesn't read is no better off than the person who can't. This thing called attitude. I recently read that 15 minutes a day of heavy, deep gut laughing. You know that deep gut laughing? 15 minutes a day is equivalent to 5 minutes of moderate jogging. I got the answer. Wake up 15 minutes early and laugh your tail off and get back in bed. Well, you know, that's funny. When you look at attitude, sometimes we do judge people based on how they move. The transmission of attitude. You had a nice walk, beautiful smile. You had a presence. I believe in life you're either on the way or in the way. You're either saying hello or goodbye. Now, if I was introduced and I came down the center aisle this way, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Atlanta, your closing speaker, Mr. Keith Harrell. Whoa. I'm the motivator. You guys are going, and we're out of here now, right?
There are a lot of things you'll see on this video, but there's one thing you won't see, and that's the research. That's the time I take to make sure I understand my audience. I want to make sure I customize my message to have the biggest impact. I use a very extensive questionnaire. I want to know what happens before I speak, what happens afterwards. Is there a theme? I also want to know what are their challenges. What's the size of the audience? Who's in the audience? Are spouses attending? I want to make sure I take my material and tailor it so that the audience can get the maximum amount of information from my message. I want to make sure you get the highest return on your investment. I look forward to making your next event the best ever.
You know, when you're negative in life, you don't want to move. When you're down and out, you don't care how you transmit attitude. The challenge for you when you go back to the office, they will be watching you. This whole conference was a time to network, to educate, to refocus, to get our mission, our direction, and to recharge our battery. I challenge you to stay focused. I challenge you to stay positive and pick up your pace 25%. You know, every morning on the African continent, a gazelle wakes up, and it knows it must outrun the fastest lion or it will be killed. Every morning a lion wakes up, and it knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you're a lion or a gazelle. What matters is when the sun comes up, you got to be running.